Okay, so welcome to the final week of our class. And I know this has gone by so fast for all of us. Um, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in level 2 writing. So I want to just talk a little bit about what's coming up this week. And if you have any questions about this week, you can go ahead and ask me now, okay? Just you can raise your hand or turn on your microphone. But there's two things I wanted to remind you of. Is the first one, do your timed paragraph in my writing lab this week. Okay, I actually want you to finish it by Wednesday night. Okay. Do not try to submit your paragraph on Thursday. Okay, I'm not taking any paragraphs on Thursday. Thursday is the day that I'm recording grades and making sure that you know your grade. Okay. So don't expect me to be Superwoman and you turn in your paragraph Thursday morning and you want me to grade it by Thursday afternoon. That's not really realistic. Okay. So I ask that you be respectful of that, and I know you guys will. Just do your paragraph tonight. That's my advice. Get it done early, and that gives me more time to grade. I like to look at everybody's paragraphs 2 times because sometimes I miss things. So if you can do it today, that would be great. So don't forget to do that, okay, guys? It's a compare contrast timed writing paragraph. It is a major part of your grade. And it's the last thing that I'm going to grade. So really, that's all you have to turn in this week, okay, before Wednesday night, all right? And then Thursday, you're going to go in and check your grades. And if something looks like a problem or if there's a question you have about it, you can email me Thursday. I will be available Thursday for a video chat time. Let me type that up here. Thursday at 9:30. I'm available for a video chat. But I'm not going to record a class, or there's no lesson to give on Thursday, okay? So if you'd like to come and talk about your paper or talk about the next class that you want to take or any other questions you have, you're welcome to join me Thursday morning for that. Okay, and then another announcement is that there are 2 surveys that I would like you to complete by Thursday night, okay? The first one is from TCC. All students are asked to take a course evaluation. And it's about 5 minutes of answering a couple of questions about the campus, about the classes, about me as your instructor. So that goes straight to the TCC administration. I don't see that one. That's called the course evaluation. It is located in Blackboard on the left side of your screen. So it's under the grades, it's under the collaborate tab. Under that, you'll see it. So please do that before Thursday night. And then I also sent you my own survey that I get to see, and that was sent in an email back in October. So if you guys have time, I'd like you to go through that and answer any of the questions you want to, even if it's just one question. Answer as much as you want to. That will help me prepare for next semester. Your opinions are the most valuable opinions about the class. So I want to make good decisions about class activities and assignments and all that next semester. So you guys can help me with that. All right, so now I'll open it up to you guys. If you have questions, just turn on your microphone. Let me know before we get started today.
No, teacher, thank you.
Okay. Everybody's good to go. All right. Excellent. Okay, so you guys know that we're pretty much done with our book. We've covered a lot of the material in the book. And so today I want to focus on words that we can use in a compare contrast paragraph. Okay. So we already talked about how to organize a compare contrast paragraph. Okay. And there's two different ways. You can do point by point or topic. And those are listed in your book in chapter 4. So we already talked about those. I wanted to kind of go a little bit more specific today, and I want to talk to you and see what you guys can do with specific signals. So that's what we're going to do next. Using compare and contrast signals in our writing. So the way I want to do this is I want to set it up on the whiteboard here. I'm going to put some words up here. Right? And then you guys are going to take turns and write one sentence that uses this word, okay? And that will show me if you know how to use it correctly. And then mistakes are great. I want you to make mistakes with this, because if you can make mistakes, that means it's a good time to learn, because you'll be focused on how to make it correct. So I'm going to put a couple of signals up here. Some of these are verbs. Some of these are adjectives. Some of these are transition words. So I want to see what you guys know how to use. And then after you write a sentence, I'm going to go through with you and correct your sentence, and I will show you the sentence structure, like how to use it. So what you can do is pick one of these, and then you can take the topics from the book. If you guys remember, we did some pre-writing last week. We had a topic about two people. There was a topic about Halloween, Thanksgiving. I think one was two jobs. And then I gave the topic about cats and dogs. So you can choose any of those. And then just pretend that you wrote a paragraph and you want to use one of these signals in your paragraph. So for example, if you look at number 4 and 5, where would this type of sentence be in my paragraph? Would this be in a topic sentence, or a detail example sentence, a conclusion, a supporting point? Where would I put a sentence that started with one similarity or one difference? Who can tell me? Okay, Gerardo?
At the topic sentence.
Okay, so if we made a topic sentence that started with one similarity, that would be very specific. For example, I could say one similarity between cats and dogs is they're both good companions. Okay? Now, that means the whole paragraph can only be about how they're good companions, if that is my topic sentence. Right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so that would not be good for a topic sentence. Number 4 and 5, you do not want to use as a topic sentence. But that was a good guess. Who can tell me where we would use sentences like number 4 or 5?
Like in detail?
It would not be a specific detail, but it would be a supporting point. Like, let's say I'm writing about 3 similarities between the cats and dogs. Then this sentence, number 4, would be one of my supporting points. Okay, so that would be a supporting point sentence. And then after that sentence, I would have more details about that point. Okay, so if you guys remember the structure, we're still following the same type of structure of a paragraph. Okay, so remember we have topic sentence, and we have supporting point number 1, which might be one of the similarities or one of the differences, or you can go topic by topic and talk about cats and dogs, how they are both, or you can talk about everything with cats and then everything with dogs. But either way, you're going to have a supporting point sentence, and then after that, some details. And then you have supporting point number 2, and then details after that. So basically, this sentence, and I ran out of room at the bottom, but it's going to be either supporting point 1 or it could be supporting point 2. Okay, and so after giving details for your points, then you would have the conclusion. Okay, anybody have questions about this and what we're doing?
No, teacher, not me.
Okay, so basically I'm trying to just show you that these are words that we can use in different parts of a paragraph. That's a compare contrast paragraph. So we have 5 students. No, we don't. We have 4. 4 students, and we have 5 sentence spaces. So one person can write 2 sentences. Whoever is the fastest can go ahead and do 2. So pick one of these. It's okay if 2 people pick one, but I would like for everybody to pick a different one so we can have examples of all of these. So raise your hand if you want to do number 1. Click on the raise your hand button. Okay, Gerardo will do number 1. Okay, raise your hand if you want to do number 2. Okay, Carolina, good. And raise your hand if you want to do number 3. Okay, Alan, good. And number 3 will be tricky because you're going to have 2 sentences in order to do number 3 correctly. So that's a little hint for you. And then we have Sammy. And Sammy, could you do number 4? And whoever finishes can just skip down to number 5 and do that one for me too. Okay, so let's get going, guys. I'll give you about 5 minutes to write, and then we'll check these.
Teacher, I have to write number 4.
Yes. And it can be any topic as long as it's a compare contrast. So we're writing one sentence that uses these 2 words together. Okay, it's looking good so far. If one or two want to work on number 5, that would be great.
Teacher, I can write my sentence on the
Oh, you on
screen.
your tablet again?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
I can do it by the chat. Yeah.
I'll put yours in there. It's looking good so far. Gerardo, I'm going to give you a second chance to check your subject. Number 1. Remember what we do when we have subjects that look like verbs. Okay, I'll give us about 2 more minutes, and I want to get an example of number 5 if we can. Okay, is anybody working on number 5? Raise your hand if you are doing number 5. Okay, nobody's doing number 5, right? So,
My sentence is wrong. Can I write again?
you can just change it if you want. Like, go to the top of your collaborate screen and click on the little pencil. And then you can go in like I'm doing right here, and you can cross out a word, and then you can click on the type, the T again, and change a word. You don't have to delete your whole sentence. You can just change one part if you want.
Thank you.
Okay, Carolina, can you do number 5 for me, please, then?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. And then after that, we'll check these. And Gerardo, you can use bike or bicycle. That's not the problem. The problem is with your subject. Because bicycle is not the subject. If you're totally confused, then don't worry about it. I'll share the answer with you in a moment. Okay, guys, it looks good up here. Let's go ahead and check these, and I'm going to change the color of type to make it easier for you to see my writing. Okay, so Gerardo is using the word differ. Differ is a verb. So that means that it needs to be used as a conjugated verb in a sentence. So we can say in present tense, it would be differ or differs. And in past tense, it would be differed. So that's how we need to use it. Now, Gerardo, I'm glad that you changed use to using. That's a good correction, because what you're doing is you have a gerund as a subject. So using is the subject. And we're using the ing form because that's a gerund, and gerunds key subjects. So using my bike or using my bicycle to go to work is differ than use. We would have to say using my motorcycle. Does anybody see maybe a problem here with how we used differ? Anybody notice a problem here? Everybody thinks that's good? Well, notice is the verb. That's a conjugated verb. But remember I said the word differ is a verb. So can we have the be verb with another verb next to it? No.
No.
We cannot say is go, is take, is differ. We cannot put those two together. But what we can do is we can say is different. If I put an ENT, different, then that would be okay, because different is the adjective form. And adjectives can come after the be verb, like she is tall, I am short. Using my bike to go to work is different. So tall, short, different, those are all adjectives, and those can be in that place. But the assignment was to use differ. So we need to do something here. Anybody have an idea? Any ideas? Okay. So I'm going to change use to using again. We need a gerund. So what we can do is take out the be verb and just use differ as the verb. Using my bike to go to work differs. But the problem with that is that now we have to take out than, because differs does not go with than. Different can go with than, but not differs. So using my bike to go to work differs, and then we're going to use from. Okay, so look at all of those things we had to change, but that's okay. That's why we're doing this. We're practicing some different kinds of words. So I made a lot of corrections. Double check that you know what I'm doing, because in a few minutes we're going to do this again. The ones that we have more mistakes with, we're going to do those again, okay? So we've got the subject over here, using my bike to go to work. Then we have the verb, differs. I put the S because my subject is singular and I'm using present tense. And so I say differs from, and then I have the other side, or the other thing that I'm comparing, using my motorcycle. Okay, anybody have questions about this? Okay, so in this case, we have to have a noun after from, which we do. We have using my motorcycle. Let me give you another example with a different topic. Okay, I could say a cat differs from a dog. Or, and if I have a plural subject, then I'll take off that S, differs. Okay, so you've got to conjugate differ. Okay, let's go to number 2, similar. Who knows what type of word similar is? Is it a noun or a verb? What type of word is similar? Anybody know? You guys are quiet today.
It's an adjective.
Okay, Gerardo said adjective, and who else said something?
My teacher, I think it's an adjective.
You guys are correct. So what happens when we use adjectives? Well, we can use them to describe nouns. They are going to describe nouns. We can use them before a noun, or we can use them after the verb. Okay, so what we've got here, something similar between dogs and cats, is that both enjoy human company. I like that, actually. I might change something. I would say something similar about dogs and cats. Similar between. Maybe about would be better. So one thing that's similar about, yeah. This is a complicated sentence structure, and I haven't shown you guys this one, but it's still good. It works. The one that I showed you last week was to use similar with to. Let me rewrite this just to show you another way to use it. Dogs are similar to cats. If you guys remember, I used this before. We talked about using different from and similar to. So we've got on the left side, we have the first part of our topic. That's the subject there, dogs. We've got the be verb, and then we have our adjective similar. And then we put to, and then we have the other part of the topic. So I'm just going to make a quick note here. The be verb plus similar to, and then make sure you have a noun after that. I'm trying to break it down very simple for you guys, in case you want to use some of these in your paragraphs. So again, we would say dogs, the subject. Are is my be verb, that's conjugated. similar to, and then I have the noun cats. Okay, let's take Gerardo's sentence and put it into this one. I could say, using my bike to go to work is similar to using my motorcycle. See? So I can use almost any topic and I can follow this structure and make a sentence. Okay, anybody have questions?
No, for me, teacher.
Okay. And I hope that you're taking notes as we're going so that when you do your timed writing, you'll already have some of these notes ready and you won't have to go back to the video and say, oh my gosh, what was that? How do I use that word? So take a couple of notes that might help you. Now let's look at number 3. On the other hand, what type of phrase is this? Yeah, Gerardo, go ahead.
I think it's a transition word.
Yeah, it's a transition phrase.
Transition phrase.
But it's 4 words that together become a transition phrase. It has a function to show the relationship between 2 ideas. So make sure you put these together. On the other hand. Don't say in the other hand, and don't say in the other hands with the S, right? It has to be only these 4 words. And this has the same meaning as however. So this is a contrast signal. Now the way we use contrast is we've got to have 2 opposing or opposite ideas. So Alan, if you remember, I said for this one you have to write 2 sentences because you have to put a sentence before it, then you have the transition, and then you can show the opposing or different idea on the right side. So he already put the second idea, but we're missing the first one. So his second point was cats are not good companions. So we have to put an S because the subject is plural. We're talking about more than one cat. So we want to say companions. So that means on the left side, I've got to have something that is opposite of cats are not good companions. So what would be the opposite of cats are not good companions? What are dogs?
Dogs are a good companion.
Yeah, exactly. So let me just kind of make some type of sentence here to put in for you. I don't know. I'm trying to make it something without saying companions again, because I don't want to make it like so simple, like dogs are good companions. On the other hand, cats are not good companions. It's kind of like repeating the same sentence structure. But I would say something positive about dogs with humans, right? Dogs are great as to relate to, or you could say dogs relate well to humans. On the other hand, cats are not good companions. Or dogs fulfill human needs. On the other hand, cats are not good companions, whatever. So basically, we've got 2 ideas and they are opposite ideas. So this is showing contrast. Okay. Any questions about that?
No, teacher, not for me.
Okay, good. Make sure that you include the comma because on the other hand is going to be at the beginning of a sentence. And then we have this type of comma. Who remembers what type of comma this is?
Introductory comma.
Yeah, good. Very good. I'm going to write that here. See how it's all coming together and everything I've taught you? So that's an introductory phrase, comma, right there after on the other hand. Okay, so number 4, one similarity. So Sam, you wrote this sentence. Similarity. What type of word is that, Sammy? Is it an adjective, a verb?
Is adjective.
Okay, remember number 2, we said similar is an adjective.
It's a verb.
Nope, we don't have a verb in this form. Tricky, right?
I forgot.
It's a noun.
Now, yes.
Okay, so it's a noun. Now, how do we know it's a noun? A lot of times the words that end with ity are going to be nouns, the words with ity, but not always, okay? Yes, Sammy, do you have a question?
No. I
Okay.
understood.
You understand?
Yes.
Okay, good. Can you turn off your microphone? And I'll talk about your sentence for you, okay? Thank you. So we've got one similarity. Now remember, when we use one, we have to talk about a thing. I could say one difference, one similarity, one person, one reason. All of those are nouns that come after one. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a subject in my sentence. Similarity. That's going to be the subject. So keep that in mind, because over here we've got to make sure we've got the conjugated verb somewhere, right? So one similarity between, and I like how Sammy used between. That is correct. Or wait, is one difference between, one similarity between. Yeah, I guess we can use it. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, wait, should we use about? No, not about in this case. I like about for number 2. So one similarity between, and we have to mention the 2 sides of the topic, right? Cats and dogs, or Halloween and Thanksgiving. So we've got to mention both of those parts of our topic. So one similarity between people in Iran and Mexico. So people in Iran and people in Mexico. Or we can say Iranians and Mexicans. Okay. Now, my question is, where is my verb?
Oh, I missed it.
Actually, what you did was you combined 2 kinds of sentences. So I'm going to do something here for you, okay? I am going to take all of this out because your sentence actually begins here as a subject. People in Iran and Mexico, that's a subject. And then we have a verb have. So the first time you made the sentence, it was correct, except you didn't use one similarity. So people should be your subject, and then have is the verb. People have black hair and eyes. Okay, so you had it right in the first place. People in Iran and Mexico often have black hair and eyes, comma, and their culture is close. Now be careful when you use close, because close has different meanings. We're talking about location, or we can talk about like a close relationship. So I wouldn't say their culture is close. I would say it like this. I would say their culture values close relationships. That way we can be clear on what you mean by close, because close has different meanings. Okay, so basically, Sammy, what I did was I gave you a good sentence to use, but we don't have the one similarity. Okay, So how do we make a sentence with one similarity? What we're going to use is this structure. We've got to use one similarity between, and we need two nouns. So I'm going to say Iranians and Mexicans. Then we need the conjugated verb. And remember, I said the subject is one similarity. So the verb needs to be is. Okay? I'm writing at the bottom here. Okay. So I could say one similarity between Iranians and Mexicans is that both have black hair and eyes. Okay, I could say that. But if I'm using that as a supporting point, then I don't really have anything else to say because I already said so specific, black hair and eyes. There's nothing else to say about black hair and eyes. They're just black. So what I would recommend doing as a supporting point is using your subtopic. Remember we talked about, when we talked about comparing people, we said, okay, we can compare their personalities, we can compare their goals, we can compare their appearance. Do you remember that, Sammy, last week?
Yes.
Okay, so those were our three subtopics with people. I said personality, appearance, and their goals and interests, right? So what you would do with this is write it like this. One similarity between Iranians and Mexicans is their physical appearance. Then you can go in your next sentence. Something like that. Both have, so now you have two sentences. You got your supporting point and then you gave a detail about it. So if I were writing the paragraph, that's how I would organize it. So what are we looking for when we're using one similarity? We've got similarity as the subject. Then we have the word between, and we have two nouns, Iranians and Mexicans, or say cats and dogs, or riding my bike to work and using my motorcycle, right? Whatever your topic is, put it there. And then we have the verb is. And then you list your subtopic. So one similarity between my best friend and I, between my best friend and me is our personality. One similarity between cats and dogs is that they are good companions. Okay, you see? Is everybody with me? Raise your hand if you're like, yeah, I got it. Good. Yay! I wish we were in the classroom because normally I look at your face and I can see if you if you're getting it or not. Okay, so I know this is kind of messy. We're getting messy here, but let me draw an arrow. So there you see, there's two different sentences that I gave here. Okay, now let's go to one difference. Let's see how Carolina did this one. So difference, again, is going to be a noun. It comes after one. And then hopefully she has the be verb. Does she have the be verb in here? Yep, she's got is. So one difference between cats and dogs is the way they sound. Really? Is that true, Carolina? I thought
because dogs bark and cats, I don't know the name, meowing, meow.
they meow.
Yeah.
Cat's meow. Let me write it for you. It's kind of a weird word. And this is a verb. Cat's meow. It's like meow, right? It sounds like meow. Oh, the way they sound. I wouldn't think that they. Oh, I was thinking of similarity. I'm sorry. I was thinking of how they're similar. I'm like, no way, they're not similar in their sound. It's a difference. That's good. Right. Cats have a quiet, most of the time, quiet sound. Dogs are loud. So that's a difference. Okay, well, that one was a good sentence. You followed the structure correctly. All right, so anybody have questions about this page? Because I'm about to clear this page and then we're going to try this again and try to have fewer mistakes now that we've seen what to do. Any questions here?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
All right, so this page is going away. And I want to start again. And the goal is to have no mistakes, right? So this time, what do you guys think? Should we do this? Should you guys do the same word? Choose a different word.
Different, teacher.
Different word this time. Okay. So keep in mind the structures and the ideas that I gave you. Okay, and this time I'm not going to use one similarity and one difference. I'm just going to use one similarity because they're both similar in their structure. So we'll just pick one. Okay, so let's switch it up this time. So who wants to do number 1? Raise your hand if you want to do 1. Nobody wants to do that one. It's hard, right? Alan, the youngest person goes first. You're going to do this.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
gonna try.
yeah, that's all I want. Just try. So Alan will do number 1. Carolina, I want you to do number 2. Sammy, do number 3. And Gerardo, you do number 4.
Teacher, it's okay if I already did number 2.
Oh my gosh. How bad my memory is. No, that's not okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, Gerardo, can you do number 2? And Carol, no, you already did number 4, Carolina. Okay, you know what?
Can I do number 3?
Yeah, you can do number 3. So we'll have Sammy. Sammy, you can do number 2. And then Carolina. Carolina will do 3, and Gerardo will do 4. Does everybody have a different number now?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. See, this is the hardest part of the class today is organizing who's doing what. All right. So go ahead, guys. I'll give you about 5 minutes, and everybody make your own sentence using the word. Okay, I'll give you about 2 more minutes.
Teacher, I sent you my sentence in the chat.
All right, I'll take care of that.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Alan, you used different. I wanted you to use differ.
Okay, teacher, let me write another sentence.
Okay, your sentence is good, but I want, can you take the same meaning and try to use differ, maybe? Okay, let's try to get these up here in the next 30 seconds.
I'm not sure, teacher.
That's all right. You got one of the hard ones.
Yeah.
So we'll try that one. Let me put it up here. Okay, guys, so let's check these and then we'll be done for today. This is all we're doing is working on sentences. So Alan did the word differ, which means to be different or to have differences. So this is the verb form. We need to make sure we're putting a subject in the front and that we're conjugating differ correctly. So Alan has a plural subject, cats, and then he has the verb differ. So far it looks good. The problem is after the word differ. Do you remember what I said about using differ in Gerardo's sentence? Can we use it with than, or is there another word we need to use?
Differs from.
Yeah, remember I said to use from. So can we say cats differ meowing from dogs? No. No, we can't say that. So what Alan's trying to do, I think, is put the topic or the idea together. But let's go back and look at this structure again. We need to have subject and then differ is the verb. And then we need to use from and then a noun. So I can say cats differ from dogs. That would be a general statement. Maybe that could even be like a topic sentence. It's very general, right? I don't have anything else that's specific. Or I could add something specific. Cats differ from dogs. By their sound? No. Cats differ from dogs in the way they sound. Okay, so it might look a little strange, but that's how we would say it. So basically, Alan, we're not going to say meowing and barking. We're going to give general idea, the sound. So again, this is like the subtopic. Remember when we used the example with appearance. So cats differ from dogs, or you could say cats differ from dogs in the way they sound. Then your next sentence will give more details. Cats meow and dogs bark. Okay, does that make sense, Alan?
Yes, teacher, thank you.
Yeah, so that's a tough one. But that's why we're here. We're learning together. So good job. We fixed that one. Now let's go to number 2. My sister and I have a similar job. Now, when you say a similar job, that means there's one job. I would use if it's 2 jobs, but the jobs are similar, then I would put it with this. My sister and I have similar jobs. My sister is a hairstylist, and I am a makeup artist. You know, maybe something like that. So similar jobs. They're different jobs, different job titles, but they have some similarities. So I would use it. I would use the plural form. Okay, let's go to number 3. And so Carolina, you put 2 sentences here. That's good. Dogs are social animals. On the other hand, cats are solitary. So that is perfect. No mistakes in that one. Okay, good. Anybody have questions so far?
No, teacher.
Okay, it's looking good, guys. So number 4, one similarity, that's the subject. And then we have between, and we have 2 nouns, right? My younger brother and my oldest sister. Then we've got our be verb, is. So remember, the subject is similarity. The subject is not brother and sister, okay? Subject is similarity, verb is. So is there tiny eyes? Ooh, that sounds interesting. I want to see this paragraph. So that's a good sentence, Gerardo. Everything looks great in this sentence. So your next sentence would have to be something about their tiny eyes. You know, you would have to give more details, like maybe the measurements or, you know, something about the eyes. But yeah, that would work.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, guys, so you guys are doing much better. Look at the screen here. I barely have any marks that I made. So it shows me that you guys are learning these concepts and these structures. So that's very good. I'm proud of you guys. You might be able to use some of these sentences or some similar sentences in your paragraphs. Okay, so keep these ideas on hand. Maybe have a piece of paper with some notes on it. So when you are writing, you can look at those notes and say, okay, let me use this word, or I can use on the other hand, and that will give you some support as you're writing. Okay, does anybody have questions or anything that we need to discuss before we go?
No for teacher.
Okay, okay, good. Did anybody have questions about the My Writing Lab and the activities I asked you to do? You remember the compare contrast with the apply and recall? Any questions about that?
Teacher, I have find my paragraph in my lab writing in
Okay.
horse home,
Okay.
and writing practice,
Okay. Good.
and jobs of the future.
Okay, I'm going to go there and look at that right now. Yeah, for some reason I didn't see that you wrote that. Does anybody else have a paragraph that you wrote that is in my writing lab and I haven't checked it yet? Anybody else? Did anybody else do that?
Not me, teacher.
Okay. Because when I go in here and I'm looking at, I have a tab that says work needs grading, and I have a 0 there. So I'm not able to find that. So what I'm going to do, Sammy, if you want to stay here, I can share my screen and we can go and try to find that. But everybody else, you're free to go. So Sammy, can you stay for a few more minutes?
Okay.
Okay, good. And the rest of you guys, I've really enjoyed having you in my class. So if I don't see you again, have a wonderful break. And I'm still here. I'm available if you have questions over the break and the rest of this week, of course.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Thank you.
Thank
I've been having you.
teacher.